Hello. We are making a video. My baby dog is busy with that gardening can. That is so much fun. Uh-oh, making noise. So, last night I had trouble falling asleep. I think it took me over an hour to fall asleep because I was thinking about a woman who went missing in the Yosemite National Park at Johnson Meadows in Madera County, and that was in 2020 in the summertime, July, I think, early July 2020. She went missing in the park. Her name is Sandra, Sandy, they called her. Lynn Johnson Hughes. That was her full name. Yes, baby dog. And they have several photos of her on the internet. You can look this up. Look up that story. There are several people reporting on that story. So the first one I came across was from a forensic educational channel on YouTube, but I found that on Facebook. And then Mr. Ballin made a video about her as well. I don't know what his first name is, so he only tells people his name is Mr. Ballin. Okay. So he tells these criminal stories that are real, true stories, and some paranormal stories that are also true. And so this one is definitely parapsychological. This is a paranormal. This is a very supernatural case. And that's why it shakes me up so much. But also the face of that woman really shakes me up. And I'm wearing this self-made sweater now. Although I usually don't wear them when I'm at home because I made those when I go outside. But because they're not like sweatshirt material, they're not that comfortable as sweatshirt material. But I'm wearing this here in honor of, and I don't like the word, in respect of this lady, Sandra Hughes, and also my best friend Sandy, of course. And the reason why I wear this here, I was trying to find a t-shirt that has a flower pattern on, because I think one of the last times that people have seen her was in a flower patterned t-shirt with an overall on. 2 hunters saw her like that. The other people saw her in a black t-shirt with blue jeans. And this is a very bizarre story. This is, for Paul, if Paul saw Jesus Christ walk on water, I mean, seriously, right? Right in front of him, he would question it. He would say, okay, there must be some reasonable explanation for this, we have to investigate. I think that guy Angel in Las Vegas, he walked on water on a swimming pool. The people got scared, but of course they had like these clear polyester columns underneath that went almost all the way to the surface. And he knew where to step. So that's all there is to. So obviously, those are just show tricks, always. But the world out there has more than just show tricks, okay? The paranormal exists. The paranormal is for real, absolutely. And there are people like Paul that would never acknowledge it, no matter what they come across. So it would not matter what happens around him. I might be levitating right in front of him, like hovering 10 meters, like 100 feet above him, like this, from the treetops. Woo-hoo, like in my dreams, in my worst nightmares. That's what I dream about all the time. And Paul would be there, standing there like this, with this weird grin on his face. That's a fear reaction of his body. But what goes on in his brain is totally different. So there's all kinds of denial things going on, severe, very deep-rooted denial, very biological denial going on, denial kind of chemicals released and stuff like that, and certain venues in the brain are being barricaded because he doesn't want to acknowledge what he's seeing. He might actually not even see it. See, it can go this far. So the brain can go this far, where people actually don't see something that is paranormal, and then other people see everything that is around them in the ether. Not just, I talked about this many times before, not just the physical things around us, the dog, the tree, the apples, those feather, bamboo things, the English laurel, the chair. I see myself, here, my hand. But a lot of people, but not a lot, but I mean, in terms of worldwide, of course, that's a small minority of people. But I mean, if you take all of them together, there are several thousand, of course. There are several thousand people worldwide which is like 0.1% or something, or less than that, much less than that. So that are able to see everything that is in their surroundings, including the ether. And the ether is, we call it transparent air. We see through this air. I see, my eyesight ends there at that hedge, right? I look at the leaves. I don't see something that's in between. But I am very intuitive. I can see sometimes things, but not necessarily to the point of hallucinations. And people usually identify this word with making something up, like being crazy or being psychotic and schizophrenic and having these brain made up things that we perceive. But it's not like that, okay? When people have hallucinations, they see something that is actually there in the ether, but other people can't perceive it because their brains are wired differently. They have different brain chemistry. They don't have a release of these different types of chemicals that are slowing down or blocking that discrimination ribbon in the brain. So we release these things naturally in our brain. We release certain chemicals that can slow down that discrimination ribbon. Paul's discrimination ribbon is working to the maximum. He doesn't see anything in the ether, and he also doesn't want to see anything in the ether. So both things. Then there may be also people who want to see something in the ether, but they can't. There are all kinds of different types of brains, not formations. We all have basically the same brain formations. Women have slightly different brain formations than men have, which is interesting. Has to do with evolution. But most people don't perceive something that is in the ether because it had been weeded out by evolution. Because if everyone would constantly see everything that's in the ether, then we could not even function in our daily life. You could not be a CEO. That would never work. Okay. You'd be constantly tripping over that what you see in your environment, and that what you see in the ether is not interested in money. Trust me on that one. So they're like way beyond money. Okay. And they will tell you that. And they will convince you of that. Much more than corporate propaganda will convince you of the material world and your appearance and your youth and your standing in society and your doctor's appointment and the pharmaceutical industry and all the industry, the oil industry, and all of that, making that, telling you that you need to buy into it, you need to cater to it. The stuff that's in the beyond, in the ether, the ghosts, they don't care about that kind of stuff. I had a boyfriend, he used to say the last shirt has no pockets. And it's very true, The so-called obituary shirt or whatever that the corpses get dressed with when they're lying on those baby dog. It is enough now. Oh my God, he's gonna take the whole thing. He's gonna take the whole thing apart. He's gonna take the whole. The more noise that makes, the better it is, because that gets my attention also. He wants my attention. What he wants me to do is he wants me to come up to him and say no. And when I do that, then he jumps way up high into the air, and he gets really really playful. The way he's looking already, very playful, and he's like, come and play with me or I'm gonna make a lot of noise here. Yes. And I want you to chase me. I want you to chase me and say no. Yes. And when you do that, then I'm gonna run. Yes. No. 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 Yeah. Oh. No. 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 Cannot do that. Cannot do that. You cannot do that. No. You cannot do it. I love it. I love you. I love you. I love you, and I know you're so incredibly bored. Oh God. Oh boy, I'm sorry for that. That must be terrible. Oh man. To be so bored, have no one to play with. That's so boring. All of that gets boring, that can, The fireplace gets boring, all of that. Yes, they need a lot of touch. They need a lot of petting. A lot of petting, a lot of attention they need. So you need to take time for your animal during the day. It's very, very, very important. So do that. Very important. Yes, this is the most important thing there is, to be petting your animal. Okay, so I'll be petting you later some more. Yes, we're gonna get settled on the couch. I just want to make a video first. Yes. So there's the material world, and capitalism has evolved out of the material world, but so has communism as well, because obviously they're still just as greedy, and the few that are on the top, they cash in. Okay, so it's not real communism then. It's some sort of like an attempt at that, but the human greed ape can't really is not really able to share with others so much. They like to accumulate and take away from others, and they don't think about it much. And particularly if the situation is like where someone is in some kind of higher ranking position, and they tweak things in a specific way, then the people that are working really hard, the middle class, has to suffer from this. But the person who is tweaking the laws in their favor, the vested interest, obviously, they don't care, because it's out of sight, out of mind. They're not really directly confronted with that situation. So I have so many things going simultaneously through my brain. I don't even know how to sort all of this out in the right order. But anyway, I'm also not the best storyteller. I always sway off, because there's so many other things that tie into this. But when I saw that photo of Sandra Hughes, I felt like I've seen her before in person. Felt like I either saw her in Northern California or in LA, but I feel like I've seen her before. I asked Paul, have you seen this woman before? She looks familiar, doesn't she? And he looks closer and he says, yeah, she looks definitely familiar. We have seen her before together. I just don't remember where. I felt like at the Democratic Party, but I can't really point my finger on it. So I worked for the Democratic Party for a while, but that went sour. But again, all of these subjects, again, they tie into the same thing, like materialism versus non-materialism, which is, and they call it nothingness, but there's no such thing as nothingness. Nothingness does not exist. The ether is something too. It's just not material in a physical, materialistic way where your fingertips can touch it. If I grab into the air, I don't feel anything. I feel wind on my skin. Okay, I feel a wind resistance. I feel moisture in the air. So if I tune myself in, if I calm my brain way down, or in an emergency situation, I become way more intuitive and go into the psychic realm. I can, for sure. But it really also depends on my mental state. So if I'm in a sort of materialistic mental state with my perfume oils and my leisure and my spa treatments that I do for myself and indulging in chocolate, then I'm not really in that intuitive state. But when I saw the photos of Sandra Hughes, not only did it feel like I've seen this woman before or talked to her before, but I felt something in her face. There's something. Look at that face. Tell me what you see. What do you see in that face? If you're attuned, if you're alert, if you sit in meditation, tune into this case. I asked Teal Swan because I know she's very psychic. So what she thinks of this case, and where Sandra Hughes has gone to, because she disappeared, she vanished. People kept seeing her. But then when they brought the search and rescue team, she could not be found anywhere. No remains of her, except for her sleeping bag, backpack, stuff. Her campsite, her base campsite was completely demolished. Her car, the stuff was taken out of her car like someone has rummaged through and searched through paperwork, stuff like this. Maybe she was a secret agent. But I don't think so. I don't think so. No. No, that hurts me. That hurts real bad. Oh, that hurts so incredibly bad. What he just did is he just ran up to me, jumped up, and scratched me right here under my arm with real sharp claws. And it hurt real bad. Oh, God. Man, that hurt bad. No, that makes me mad. Don't go berserk. Again, I have to figure something else out. This is obviously not working. Oh, now he's chewing up the chair. I have to have my spray bottle out here with me. So from now on, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my spray bottle and I'm going to put tea tree oil into it. A little few drops of tea tree oil into mainly water, big spray bottle, and that little spray bottle, the silver one, that does not work. Then the little plastic one, that stopped working. That didn't work, the combination water and oil, because that kind of clogs up this very narrow tube. I have to have the big spray bottle. If you put mainly water and a few drops of oil, that works very well. You shake it up, that works very well. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to spray the baby dog right in the face with a tea tree oil water solution, and I think that's the only thing that will stop the baby dog from becoming a velociraptor. So that's what I have to do. Maybe tomorrow I will bring the spray bottle. I can't do it now. I can't get up now. I'm right in the middle of the video. But that's what you get when you adopt a Staffordshire or Bulldog mix, or any kind of Staffordshire, Pit Bull, Pitty type of animal from the animal shelter. Most of them are very, very, very hyperactive, okay? And they need exercise. What we need to do is we need to go to Yosemite with him and go on a 10-mile hike and look for Sandra Hughes. That's what we really should be doing. Go hiking for 10 miles every day with that baby dog. He's up for that. Go backpacking to Los Padres National Forest, to Sespe Hot Springs with him. He would love that. We've been backpacking to Los Padres National Forest with our former dogs, Ludwig and Samantha, and our friend Gary Ann, who committed suicide a couple of years later. Also a real tragic story. He was also much into nature and backpacking. Baby dog, baby dog, baby dog, no. Baby dog, no. Baby dog, no. the look on his face again. Like, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pry that up, that plier that's there. He's not gonna let go of this now. No, once he finds something to pry open, he will. He's already chewed through cords, you know. We were so lucky that the surge protector was turned off. There's a dragonfly. Hello. Hello, beautiful. That's so cool. Oh, nice is that. I love to be in nature. So, and this woman, Sandra Hughes, she was a park ranger. She was really, really fascinated by nature, by forests, by all natural landscapes. She wanted to be immersed in that all the time. She lived in Hawaii. Then she went back to California, and then she told her family she just wanted to be alone in nature because the world around her was way too crazy, the world of humans. And she was about my age, 1 year younger, and I think she was 54 when she went missing. So, yeah, that was 2 years ago. And that's the most bizarre thing there is, that they could not find her with rescue dogs. They used drones, helicopters. I mean, they had a huge search and rescue mission that went on for like a month or more, or maybe several months even. Baby dog, what are you doing? Don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't eat that. Spit that out. Spit that out. No, psst. Don't eat that. Spit that out. Yes. Okay. Don't eat that. Don't swallow that. He's chewing up the chair and he's chewing it all up. Chewing up the chair. He eats everything. He eats frisbees, chairs, plastic. Oh gosh, this is so way over my head. I don't know how to deal with this. He needs to chew things up. And he doesn't want to chew things up that are for him, like, no, I'm gonna get real mad. No, I'm gonna get real mad. No, you cannot eat the chair that I'm sitting on. Are you crazy? Don't do it. No, you cannot eat the chair that I'm sitting on. Cannot eat the chair I'm sitting on. No. I'm gonna have to get the spray bottle. Baby dog. Baby dog, no. I'm gonna get upset. Baby dog, no. No, baby dog, no. No. Baby dog, no. No. Baby dog, no. No. This is not normal. No. Oh gosh. Oh brother. And now I have scratch marks here. So, but anyway. So what happened is she went out on this very, very long hiking trip. And what Paul tried to patch this together, and it seems reasonable that maybe she got elevation sickness or something. She wasn't too high of an elevation. She went back to her car. She was like a little bit confused because of the elevation sickness. She tried to drive the car off, but the car bumped into a tree, went down a ravine, and got demolished. She got out of the car and left on foot. That's one theory, but it looks like it looks different because I don't think her parents said she was extremely organized and all of that. She would not unpack all of the stuff and throw it outside of the car. And that's what the situation was. The demolished car at the bottom of this slope, surrounded by trees and a river, and all of her stuff thrown around, and a bear would not go into the car and take all the stuff out and throw it out and go through the paperwork particularly. So looks more like some person went through her stuff. And so someone else mentioned a date rape drug. That's a possibility, that maybe she has been given some kind of water bottle or that has that date rape drug in it, and then a person was sedating her or making her confused, something like this. This is all very bizarre, okay? And so after she went missing, she had been seen for about 2 weeks by hikers in different locations, also in locations very far away from her car, miles and miles away, and miles away from the first campsite, and miles away from the sleeping bag that was also miles away from her campsite. It's very, very strange. And so first she was seen with a black t-shirt and blue jeans. Then she was seen with this flower pattern t-shirt and an overall. And then she was seen again with the black t-shirt and blue jeans a year later by a little 3-year-old boy. And the search and rescue people, they would think after a year there would be no way that a hiker without a backpack, without food, without any kind of protection, gear, or anything could survive out there in the wilderness. So they called off that search at some point, and they would think, like, more than a year later, there's no way that they could, that there's no way someone could survive this. And so this little boy tells his parents, there is a lady out there in the meadow. I can see her. She doesn't talk to me, but I can feel what she wants. She wants us to help her, and she's dead, and she's lying there with her face down on the ground and her legs up. And that completely freaked out the parents. They left, they went back home. The mother posted what the little boy said on Facebook. People saw that. And also because the Sandra Hughes missing person photos were posted everywhere. So the little boy, baby dog, that makes me so mad. That makes me so mad. That makes stronger, if I was stronger, I could lift this up, and I would lift the whole dog up as well and hurl the dog and hurl. And some people do that, but I'm not strong enough for that. I am not strong enough. I'm not strong enough for that. Oh my God, what's doing? I have to let it go because I have to let go of that cooler bag because he is he is not gonna give up the cooler bag. There is no way he's gonna give up the cooler bag. You cannot take that away from him. He has such strong jaws. These jaws and these teeth, they are so powerful. You have no clue how powerful that mouse is there. He's gonna completely demolish this now, and there's nothing I can do about this. So there's nothing I can do about it. If I take this away from him, he's gonna scratch me. He's not gonna get mad or anything, but he will see that as play, and he will jump up on me and scratch me. He already scratched me really bad here. And I have to put bentonite clay on that. He's gonna pull out the stuffing inside of that cooler bag now. Gonna pull all of that out. The cooler bag stuffing. All of this is gonna be plucked apart. Like plucking apart a chicken. And there's nothing I can do about this. Absolutely nothing I can do about this. Oh my God. I have to just allow this to happen. And that's why I cannot have a Staffordshire. I cannot train a dog. Okay, I just cannot do this. I cannot train a dog. Oh my gosh, maybe I'll make part 2.